Okay. I'm sharing my entire screen.
Ah,
Okay. Is it visible, sir?
yes, yes.
Okay. So let's start the discussion on the topic of data science. So data science is basically it's a field, sir, in which we solve the complex business problems with the help of some tools and techniques and some machine learning, deep learning techniques, I can say. So, with the help of data science and AI ML engineer, we can solve a complex business problem. Suppose if I am working into the banking domain and there I need to solve a query, there I need to solve a problems like if I am selling the credit cards to the customers. So the it will be a defaulter or a not defaulter, and also we can solve the problems into the healthcare domain like to find out whether the person x-ray images with the help of x-ray images or with the help of their CT scan images we can find out that they have particular disease or not. So the data science is helpful into several different kind of domains, and into this particular we used tools and techniques to solve the business problem, I can say. And into data science there is a four main steps if I am working as the data scientist. So I need to do these four steps in all of the project. uh, First one is that the data acquisition, second one is that feature engineering, third one is that the model building and evaluation, and fourth one is that the communication and the deployment. So these are the four steps that we need to implement in our projects, whether I'm working on a very small kind of a project or either I'm working on a very big project. So these are the basic four steps that we need to do. And into data acquisition and the pre-processing, we need to clean our data, and we need to store it into a database so that everyone can understand what is there inside the data set. And into the feature engineering, we need to do some pre-processing steps like some data cleaning process, some feature engineering steps like missing value, outlier, and categorical encoding, data reduction, data transformation. So these kind of techniques that we need to implement into the feature engineering so that my model can understand the data. And in the third step, we need to build a model, and for this we can use there is a several number of libraries like scikit-learn and pandas, numpy, tensorflow, pytorch, keras. So these libraries we need to implement to do a model building and their evaluation. So after feature engineering steps, then we get the proper data, which is clean data. We'll build a model with the help of this data and these tools. And after building my model, I need to deploy it somewhere so that the every one and the user can use it. So that for doing this step, we can use there is several cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and GCP as well. And also there is the Alibaba Cloud and Heroku. So this kind of platform I can use to deploy this model so that everyone in this worldwide can use my model services. And then the next step is if I'll come into the depth dive. So for the data science field, very important steps is to understand the statistics, because these are the backbone, I can say, which is very necessarily for the data scientist to understand these things. And into the statistics, these two things are very much important. First one is that the descriptive statistics, second one is that the inferential statistics. And into the descriptive statistics, we basically understand the data is how the data is spreaded, and what is their central tendency. So for this this is the basic from this I can say we take the basic idea about its central tendency, like mean, median, mode, and its spreadness, like how my data is spreaded. So we do these things into a descriptive statistics. And on the other hand, the inferential statistics we implement to do some hypothesis testing. Suppose if some company is claiming that my skincare care product is helpful to get a bright skin. So for this, we can implement a hypothesis testing, and with the help of this hypothesis testing, uh, we can basically predict and generate answer that this product will really helpful or not. So for this, we do a hypothesis testing and some other tests as well. This is mentioned here. And then into the next step, this is the idea of a machine learning. So in machine learning, there is a three main its types, I can say. The supervised machine learning techniques, and unsupervised machine learning, and the reinforcement learning. And into the supervised learning, this is also divided into two uh, two types. First one is that the regression, and the second one is that the classification. So into a regression, basically, we solve problems into which we have data set, like we are predicting some continuous values, kind of things, like I'm making a model, and my business problem is to find the property price based on some given inputs, like uh, where is this property located, how many rooms are there, how many what is the square foot and the carpet area of the particular building. So this kind of problem will be solved with the help of regression model. And on the other hand, into a classification, suppose I'm working into the banking domain, and as I previously give example of the credit card. So if someone is selling the credit card, so with the help of a classification model, when we train our model, so with the help of a classification model, we can find out this customer will be defaulter or not, or this will give a return money back to the bank into the future or not. So this kind of problem we solve with the help of classification model. And on the other hand, into unsupervised learning, there we do not predict something. There we just need to make groups or a clustering, I can say. So this kind of approach we used into some customer segmentation kind of things. Some like Yes, I can say, into some customer segmentation kind of things I can use this. And on the other hand, the reinforcement learning is used into some gaming industry and some robotics industry. So into the reinforcement learning, this model works in such a way, like it trial and error, and the model learns from itself. So this is the basic idea that we have discussed earlier, recently. And this is the whole idea of a data science. So in the first starting period of time, how the artificial intelligence comes into the picture, then into depth, if I will go, so the machine learning comes into the picture. And the next step is that the deep learning. So machine learning is also very well into a business solving problem, but as the industry is growing, I can say, so we need to implement some more high level of the tools and techniques into this particular domain, so that the deep learning comes into picture. And with the help of a deep learning, we can solve complex problems as compared to the machine learning. And into the deep learning, there is also another concept which is the generative AI. So we will discuss the deep learning and the generative AI into the next slide. So this is the basic idea of a deep learning. And into the deep learning, as its name suggests, it's a very deep. So here we can see it's there is a lot of deep kind of a neural networks. With the help of this, we solve our complex problems, and we train our model, and then we get predictions. So there is a three basic kind of deep learning models, I can say. The first one is the artificial neural network. Second one is that the convolutional neural network, and third one is that the RNN, LSTM, and the GRU. So first one is the artificial neural network. With the help of this, I can make a model on a tabular kind of data set. Suppose if I have a CSV, if I have a data set in the form of a CSV, or in the form of a Microsoft Excel. So this kind of data set I can implement on this artificial neural network, and with the help of this I can predict my output, whatever the output I want. And on the other hand, the CNN architecture we used for the image for preprocessing the images and image based classification kind of things. I can use the convolutional neural networks. And on the other hand, the third one is there is the RNN, LSTM, and the GRU. So this is we used to solve a problem based on some sequential kind of things like sentence translation and some email classification. So this kind of things based on a NLP, natural language processing, I can use this tools or this kind of models I can use like RNN, LSTM, and GRU. With the help of this, I can solve a complex uh, problems based on a machine uh, natural language processing, I can say. And after that, the generative AI comes into the picture. So there is this is the transformer architecture which is showing in this particular slide. And apart from this, there is also a different kind of architecture and models are present into the industry. But the most useful architecture into the generative AI is the transformer architecture, and which is comes into the picture, I guess, into 2017 or 18. And this paper was the attention is all you need. So from there I get this. And this architecture is helpful for generating things like we have seen chat gpt kind of chat gpt kind of things we are seeing into the market right now. And there is some other different kind of platforms where if we will give text input, so it will generate videos from there, or it can generate images from there, or we can also get any answers like a chat gpt, as I told. So this kind of things we build with the help of this generative ai architecture. So into the generative ai, this architecture plays a very important role. And this is what the complete data science, I can say, uh, role, how the data scientists work on their day-to-day basis. So there is also a three subfields into a data science. First one is that the data engineering, into the person do a data collection and a data cleaning. This two process comes into the data engineering steps. And if someone is doing only a data cleaning and the exploratory data analysis, so this is work as the data analyst. And the machine learning engineer or the AIML engineer do model building and the model deployment on different kind of cloud platforms like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud Services like this. And this complete end-to-end work do by the person who I can say is worked as the data scientist. And this is the idea of a complete idea, I can say, which is into the industry we work on day to day basis. Like if I have some data sources, either the data may be into my local system or on some cloud platform. So from there I will get my data, and I will use some model, and then I'll do a model training. And before model training I need to do some pre-processing steps uh, on making a model. And after that, with the help of this model tracking tools, which is ML flow, we can track our model. So how my model is performing and how I'm getting some evaluation metrics and all. So this is all things with the help of ML flow we can do. And then when I will get my model, so I can my model and some this is the data set that we were using into the model training. This is also we can store on the S3 bucket, which is a service provided by the AWS. So we will also keep it into the AWS platform for the future uses. And this model that we have trained on our data set, we will make some with the help of modular coding. We will make this model, and we'll use Docker to make a Docker image. With the help of a Docker image, I can say we can compile our all codes and all files and our model into one image or into a one container. so that everyone can use it into a easy manner without getting any difficulties uh, related to a dependencies, I can say. So whatever the tools and techniques and libraries that I am using, when everyone can use this Docker image, and they can locally install it, or onto, if I am using this Docker image onto AWS, or on a GCP, or on any kind of cloud services, so this Docker image can be easily installed there, and it will perform better, so that the dependencies issue will not be there. That's why we use a Docker image. Then this Docker image will use for the deployment, and before this we will make a CI/CD pipeline. With the help of we can make a uh, GitHub action, or a Circle CI, or a Jenkins we can use. So after making a CI/CD pipeline, and we make EC2 instance and ECR repository on AWS, and EC2 instance is basically a system, I can say, like my laptop or our system. This is also a system there provided by the AWS. So there our program can run there. And EC ECR is Elastic Container Registry, which is helpful for storing our Docker images. So there we will store our Docker image, and when we initialize our EC2 instance, so from the ECR we will get the Docker image, and into that way our model will be publicly available for using for the users. And to do a data science task, we need some tools, like Python is the basic thing that we need to implement. And on the other hand, we can also use for storing a database. We can use the SQL and MongoDB as well. And for the machine learning techniques, we use the scikit-learn library. For the deep learning, we use the TensorFlow and PyTorch and the Keras. So these are the basic things that we used, and these are the basic tools that we used for our data science projects. And these are some of the basic domains, I can say, into which the data science is very helpful, like into the healthcare domain, into finance, manufacturing, and some retails. So these are all kind of uh, business classes into which the data science is very helpful. And apart from this, there is several domains into which a data science is very helpful. And in fact, day by day it's increasing, its requirement is also increasing into the business domain. So this is very helpful for all those business problem solving. Okay, so this is the basic. I have introduced all those things related to the data science, and here I am closing my words. So this is all from my end, sir.
Okay. So I understand the total presentation, right? But what kind of,
Yes.
just you just tell me, as a fresher or as a working professional, if I am in the different domain, right? So why I am choosing the data science domain? Means what is the utility of the choosing the data science domain, or why I am upskilling to that domain?
Okay, because sir, data science is a vast field, as I told. So data science is implementing in all over the field. Suppose I was firstly I was working as the civil engineer in a starting period of my time when I passed from college. So I also feel there that there is also object detection we're using for counting the potholes and the cracks on the roads. And after that, I have seen and go through over the internet that this is used into a um, healthcare, into the some retail e-commerce websites. So all over the internet, I can say, into each and every business problems, the data science is very helpful. And it's a very interesting field, I can say, where we can generate answers with the help of previous learnings. Like if I am doing a object detection kind of things, so into this particular, if into front of a camera, if a person will come, so it will give it's a person. And if I'm training my model in such a way that it will track some other things, so it can give the answer in a efficient manner. And on the other hand, we have seen into the recent period of time, the chat gpt comes into the picture, and in couple of days ago, the deepseek model launched by the china. So in that way, I can say it's a very interesting field. Into this we can learn new things on every day there is a new things are coming into this particular field. And all over the internet, this is using in each and every website. I can say around 90% of the website, the data science and the AI ml engineer things is working into the backend. And in fact, on the Netflix, YouTube, and on some e-commerce websites like a Flipkart, Amazon, or this kind of things. We're also using AML engineering, like they are using what should I say, the recommendation engine. On the basis of this, the customer gets the same kind of thing they purchase or they have used previously. So I can say the data science is very interesting, and a field in which you can learn daily new things. So this is why we should come into this field.
Okay. And what
Yes.
kind of tools I have to learn? Means
Tools.
learning tools is only the necessary of data science, or as well as I have to understand the business domain, I have to understand the entire process of the data. That is most important. What kind? It means as a tool, if I learn as a tool, if I am coming from software engineering, so only learning tool is the enough to becoming a data scientist.
No, no, no. Only tools learning. No, no. Only a tools learning is not that sufficient for a data scientist, because in the starting I told, uh, into the data scientist we solve a business problem with the help of a tools. So basic understanding of the business and in-depth intuition and understand the data. So this is all required to solve a business problem. The tools are just like I can say these are only a tools. With the help of this, I can do this process. But for data scientist, as a data scientist, I need to understand the data very well, and I need to understand the business problems and the customer's query, that whatever my client is want. So I need to understand these things. I need to understand the data, and need to have that concept of what we have to solve into that particular business problem.
So we means if I am only in learning, only interest, or only you can say that I have my interest, but I have no such kind of degree. So like I'm just BCom or I'm just BSc honors or like a BA honors. So in that kind of persons, on that kind of students also enter in the data science field, if he's hardworking, if he's want to learn, means the skill or the certificate, what is main important over there, or that I have completed the BTech degree. What the easiest way to enter?
Sir, basically, if we are coming from the different domain, like I have done my BCom or from the BSc honors, this kind of things. So, or either I am a BTech student from a CSC background. So it doesn't matter. At the end, we need to understand the business problem and a skill set. But there is another scenario as well, which is going on into the industry. If I come from the non-tech background, like I have done my BCom or this kind of things, so there is some certification program is also needed, because the certification, the students that have done the certification from any kind of institution institution, so they get the priority as at there. So at the starting period of time, or I can say into the starting resume selection process, they get the priority as compared to those which don't have the this kind of a certification. But if you have a certification, so it will be a definitely advantage. And definitely a skill set is very much important, because without a skill set and this kind of things, we cannot sustain.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
So, and how much I have, if I have the fear of learning the statistics. So without statistics, can I becoming a data scientist or data engineer or sorry, data analyst?
No, there is no things like
How much
fear
percentage
because
means how much depth I have to learn the statistics part? Because most of the students are generally I saw that people are afraid to learn the statistics in the they want to not understanding properly the statistics part. That is different, right? So if I
yes.
accept statistics, if I becoming a data scientist or data analyst,
Okay, so as I told in this particular slide, I am showing that there is a descriptive and a inferential statistics is there. There is some topics like measuring of the central tendency and measurement of the speed. This is the basic thing that we need to understand that how it is working. And on the other hand, into inferential statistic, there we do a hypothesis testing. So we need to understand these two concepts because this is on day to day basis I can say we used most of the time. But apart from this there is so many concept also included into a statistics like sampling process, and from population we get the sampling. So this kind of things is also necessarily. But this two things, descriptive and inferential statistic, that I am showing here, which is very much important. And this is not tough, I can say it is very easy if we will teach in that way. So it will not be a tough task for a student, I can say. It's very easy topic, I can say. But into starting everyone feels a fears, like I used to also do, but when I learn these things, this is not tough, I can say.
understood. So in balancing way, we have to learn, right? Means some kind of
Yes, yes,
technical
yes,
knowledge, some kind of statistics, some kind of domain knowledge, the use case.
yes, yes,
This kind of things is required to
yes.
becoming a data scientist, right? Data
Data.
science professional.
Yes,
And I have one question that if what type of project I have to build means you becoming a first cracking the first interview. What type of project category? What type of project I have to learn? What type of project I have to demonstrate? How to demonstrate? So can you explain these things?
yes, yes. So if someone is started their career into this particular, so they have the basic, I cannot say, but at the intermediate level of the Python they should understand in a very well manner some IDs like VS Code. They should understand that how it's working. And apart from this they have to learn some libraries and the frameworks like a scikit-learn, uh, and the pandas, numpy, torch, and pytorch, and the keras. And if I would like to tell about the projects, so they should do a projects based on every techniques, like they should do uh, one to two project or a three projects based on a regression problem. And they should also do a projects based on a classification problem. Then also need to do some projects based on supervised learning, which is based on clustering methods like k-means cluster or a hierarchical clustering. And in the current industry the machine learning is not enough to do although or machine learning is not enough to crack an interview, I can say, because there is a high level of demand and the competition is also increasing. So also they need to implement some deep learning projects as well. Into the deep learning they can solve either a regression based project or a classification based project. And on the other hand they also need to implement some convolutional neural network based projects like the basic, very basic project, I can say, which is all over the internet we can get in easily, which is a dog and the cat image classification, or this kind of classification project they need to do based on a image. And also they need to implement some NLP based projects like text generation and email classification kind of a project. And after that into deep learning there is also projects based on object detection. so which is also a very plus point, I can say. So with the help of object detection project, like object detection, as usually like in recent period of time, as I build a project based on some potholes counting and number of cracks counts on the road. So this kind of projects, or whatever kind of project they can build based on object detection. And so this is all for getting a good level of job as a fresher. And apart from this, if they have a knowledge of generative AI, so this will be definitely a double plus point for them. Sir, I am audible. Sir, can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, yes, yes. ठीक है. I understand.